best-selling author of The Pit and the Pendulum, The Black Cat, and numerous others. I'm pleased to welcome to the show.
And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. She was a child, and I was a child, in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved
with a love that was more than love. I and my Annabelle Lee.
Okay, our next guest, Edgar Allan Poe, which we'll see in just a second. He was an American author, poet, editor, and a literary critic. He was considered a part of the American Romantic movement. He was best known for his Tales of Tamburlaine and other short stories and books. He married his 13-year-old cousin, Virginia Clemm. Oh, scandalous, yes. And, there's just a lot of, we'll let him talk about it. And for right now, this episode of Evening with Edgar, we're just going to talk about The Pit and the Pendulum. What other better choice could be? And also, how would his input on other stories?
The Pit and the Pendulum is distinct among Poe's first-person narrations. Unlike the hypersensitive characters from other stories, such as Roderick in The Fall of the House of Usher, or the narrator in The Telltale Heart, this narrator claims to lose the capacity of sensation during the swoon that opens the story. The setting of the story takes place during the Spanish Inquisition, and also the main character has to go through obstacles throughout the story.
So I'm dying to know some of the background on your short stories.
As you know, my life hasn't been so simplistic. All the tragedies in my life are being taken out throughout my stories that I'm writing.
So tell me how The Pit and Pendulum came to be and why it became so popular.
Well, it's kind of like irony, because people usually want a happy ending to a story, but this one has a twist. It's more of a tragedy.
So tell me, since there's just so many stories nowadays, how would you put your twist on other short stories like There Will Come Soft Rains, By the Waters of Babylon, and Witness for Prosecution?
Oh, Agatha Christie. She was a dear friend. She wrote The Witness for the Prosecution. About that story, Leonard Vole is arrested for the murder of his elderly friend, Emily French, a woman who depended on his advice in managing her money. Because Emily made him her principal heir, not aware that he was a married man, things look bad for Leonard's defense. But the final blow comes when his wife, Romaine, agrees to testify, not in Leonard's defense, but as a witness for the prosecution. That story wouldn't change a bit because it has a certain twist.
I know By the Waters of Babylon, it's, set in the future, the destruction of industrial civilization. The story is narrated by a young man who is the son of a priest. The priests of John's people are inquisitive scientists associated with the divine. He does not know he is going to a forbidden place. So tell me, Edgar, how would you put your own little twist on this?
Well, I would put in a little violence. There Will Come Soft Rains is a short story by science fiction author Ray Bradbury, which was included in the collection The Martian Chronicles. The story takes place in the city of Allendale, California, which is uninhabited during the course of the story, as well as the house in the story, which is the only one left standing. The story details the daily tasks of a robotic house after its inhabitants have died in a nuclear war. The title comes from Sarah Teasdale's poem, There Will Come Soft Rains. How I would change it is kill, 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 die, die, die.
Now, before you leave, you've just been an excellent guest, but I am dying to know, do you have an obsession with ravens?
Oh, don't even get me started.
Alright, well, we'll save that for another time.